Today's episode is going to be brought to you by the Cedar Rapids Titans of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, arena football team, and they're going to be. And from now on, the player of the game is going to get 2 tickets to the Cedar Rapids Titans this year. We've got Coach Swanson on the phone of the Pekin Panthers. I'd like to mention the Packwood Lockers, Smithburg Auto, and Henshaw Trailer Sales that are helping out with the Pekin Panthers this week. Coach Swanson, you get a big win against and a hard-fought win against Sigourney in a battle of a couple towns that are pretty close together, and it's kind of a neat little rivalry. Welcome to the program, Coach.
You bet. Glad to be here, Dave.
You got 3 games, I think, since we talked to you. You get a win against Wapello. You lose a close one to Winfield over at Winfield. And then you get this big win Saturday against Sigourney, and that was a close one. Let's start talking about that Wapello game. Tell us a little bit about that one.
So this past Friday at Pekin, just starting our second round of conference games. Wapello back in December was our first game of the season. Both teams look a lot different. They're playing really well right now. I believe they only have a couple wins, but anybody's fooled if you watch them on how many wins they'd have. They were playing really good basketball, and they've changed things up over Christmas break and are really aggressive on defense and have got things clicking offensively. So we were down at the end of each quarter and heading into the fourth, I believe, down 5 points, and we're able to outscore them in the fourth by a pretty big margin and held them under 10 points. And we're able to get an 8-point win there at home Friday.
Yeah, that's exciting. So tell us a little bit about the Winfield game. Winfield, pretty great record in the conference, and it's tough to score on them. Their defense is really stellar, other than a loss to Hillcrest. I don't think they have any other losses, at least in the north there. What is it about their team that makes it so hard to score on them?
Well, to start with, they're well coached. They run a kind of extended 2-3 zone, and they really do a good job putting guys in the right positions to bother how you want to do things. They put a lot of length and size in certain areas where you're trying to run a lot of actions or get the ball to, and then they just take things away. If you have success with something early in the game, they're going to make an adjustment, take it away, and make you do something else. And we really struggled with that. We had a lot of turnovers and really beat ourselves in that regard. And, it just came down to they made the plays when they needed to. We made a run into the third quarter, actually took the lead into the fourth, and then they were able to answer that and hit, I believe, the back-to-back threes and really kind of sealed the win there. We made it a little interesting there in the last minute and a half, getting there around 2 scores, but hit a 3, with a couple seconds left. Made the score look a little better, but no, credit to them. They're super physical. They're long, well coached, and made the plays they needed to protect their home court.
Well, who is your scoring leaders and rebound leaders and stuff like that in the Wapello game and then in the Winfield game?
Cole Milliken had 16, hit 5 threes. Elijah Brock had 17 points, 13 boards. And Henry Adam had a really stellar game, knocking on the door of a triple-double with 9 points, 12 assists, 8 steals, and 5 boards.
Wow. 13 boards for Elijah Brock.
Yep. He averages 11, so it's not super uncommon. He's had several double-doubles this year.
Well, that's terrific. All right. Well, what about the Winfield game? Anybody have a good game there?
Winfield only scored 45 points, so it wasn't a ton of score to go around. Had, I believe, 3 guys in double figures. Cole Milliken, Henry Adam was in double figures, as well as Elijah Brock. I think Elijah did have a double-double that game as well with 10 and 10. But, with only scoring 45 points, there wasn't a lot to go around in the stat column.
Well, Saturday, I was supposed to be there filming it, but about 10:30 in that morning, I got hit with the flu pretty hard, and I'd been feeling a little rough and I couldn't get there. But I was watching on the coverage on the YouTube there, and Man, that game did not make it easy on me there. You back and forth and back and forth. This game was Sigourney, and I think what we refer to as the backyard brawl. Tell our listeners a little bit about the ebb and flow of that game.
Sigourney had a nice start to the game. They were actually up 5, just 30 seconds into the game. We started a little slow, whether it be Saturday or playing back-to-back games, whatever, and had to call a timeout, kind of get reset. But once we climbed back in there, I believe we were down 7 at one point. Then it was pretty much a 1-2 score lead for either team, several lead changes throughout the rest of the game, and yeah, it was tight. Came down to the final shot right before the buzzer. We were up 3, and Sigourney ran a really good ATO play to get Swanson a look, and yeah, hit the back rim and bounced out, and we got the board and won the game. So really super competitive game. Had a really nice crowd for both schools, well represented. Really good atmosphere to play in. A well played game, and so somebody has to lose. Somebody's gonna win. Somebody's gonna lose. So you're obviously happy to come out on top, but credit to Sigourney, man. They really tested us in that one, and really made us earn that. I was really happy with the guys. Just were able to overcome some adversity there and play through some mistakes, especially early in the game, and again down all 3 quarters, and then to win that 4th quarter and outscore them and get the dub was huge.
Well, I remember you had a 3-point lead, and Henry Adams goes to the line, misses the first one, and he hits the second one, and there is, probably 20 seconds left or something like that in the game. And then I said to myself, well, there's a two-point lead or a 2-possession lead. Pekin's got this. But like 3 seconds later, Solon Yates hits a 3, and we're right back to a one-point game, and you do hold out for this win here. But, man, it was just like that. That whole game was so exciting. You really got the feeling like you were watching 2 very good teams play against each other. Tell us a little bit about the Sigourney Savages. What did you think of their performance in that game?
Yeah, they're a talented team. They got more size than, I guess, physically seeing them on court versus film or looking at quick stats, bound, looking at size. They're a nice size athletic team. You get them out there on the court, they can get up and down, play in transition. They can play in the half court. They really compete well on the offensive, defensive glass, and this nice half court offense. They get the ball side to side. You got multiple guys that can knock shots down, and have a really nice tandem group there inside with John Berg, and then bring Hunter Sellers off the pitch. So a lot of size, speed, ball handlers. I mean, just a very well-rounded team, and they're very well coached as well.
Yeah, it's a real exciting. It was a real exciting game. Well, who did you have for statistical leaders in that game?
Again, didn't score a ton of points. I got to highlight right off Henry Adam, another great game. Had 13 points, 4 assists, but he was 5 of 6 from the line, and 3 of those came at crunch time. He went 3 of 4 over the last couple possessions to keep that whether it was get it to the 2-possession lead, or once Sigourney hit that 3, then we were down to only being up 1, and he got fouled and knocked his free throws down to ensure at least that we could force a 3-pointer on that last possession. So that was huge. Nolan Glick, a career high in rebounds. He had 12 points and 15 boards. Had really good 3rd and 4th quarter on the glass, just getting everything on their end of the court for defensive rebounds. And Elijah Brock, another double-double, I believe 10 points, 13 boards. And Cole Milliken rounded it out with 10 points of his own as well.
Boy, it's a rebounding machine there, that Brock. Jeez, he's consistent, isn't he? All right. Well, I guess that's enough about last week, because I want to hear a little bit about this week, and we'll get to a game where you're going to be on Round Guy Radio this week. What you got coming up?
Tuesday, we're at home versus Waco. Again.
Oh, that's a good one.
Starting our, playing everybody the second time in the conference. We went to Waco our first Friday of the season back in December, and they had a great start to the game. We did not. Kind of got ourselves in a hole, and dug ourselves out by the end of the third quarter, and then tied the game. But you just really expended a lot of energy getting there, and ran out of gas, and ended up losing by a couple scores. But they're always solid program, well coached, and obviously they've had our number over there for a number of years now, and we did beat them last year at Pekin. So we're hoping to continue that, and you always hope these second round of games that other teams obviously have improved, and you hope you have as well, and you can go out there and execute and play good team basketball, especially on your home court. So that'd be a big matchup Tuesday.
I remember that matchup. That was the opening night of the regular season on Round Guy Radio. We were there for that, and that was a heck of a game. And I'm sure it's going to be the same level of competition, but the stakes are pretty high for this game, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe without looking, either we're tied. Us and Wing were tied for third, or maybe they're in third, we're fourth. Obviously, they got the tiebreaker with that win against us early in the season. But yeah, we're kind of both out of that second place right now by a few games, so we're battling for that third spot. And obviously, tomorrow's going to be a big game to decide that.
Well, we got a big game coming up Thursday. I'm assuming that's the next game you're going to play, and it's in Fairfield, and what Round Guy Radio is billing the Jefferson County Championship. It's a one-game deal, winner take all. You're playing the Fairfield Trojans this game's at Fairfield, I think. Are you kind of excited about this matchup? Pekin and Fairfield didn't seem to used to play against each other, and now that they're playing a little baseball against each other, playing a little basketball against each other. I think it's a nice little rivalry. What are you thinking about this game?
Yeah, we got them back on the schedule last year. They came up to Pekin, and last year, they obviously being a bigger school, they came in and took care of business. We really struggled last year in that particular game, and they played really well. Beat us at our home pretty handily. So I'm excited. First and foremost, obviously get back on the schedule, and then I love Fairfield's gym. Spent a lot of time there as a kid, going to basketball camps and whatnot. And then we always played them when I was in school. So good experiences there, and it's just a great environment, great gym to play in. So I know the guys are excited to step up a couple levels as far as classes being with Fairfield at the 3A level. So we're excited for the opportunity. Right now I'm pretty focused on Waco, but it'll be a lot of fun. Kind of a different night. I believe there's it's a cancer night as well. I don't know all the details exactly, but it should be a great time, and obviously expect a pretty good sized crowd with Pekin being so close.
And we will also have the JV game at 4:45 over at the rec center. I always enjoy games in there with that blue court, and it's just kind of a fun place to see a basketball game. It's kind of standing room only. There's not a lot of seating, but it feels like a big full house when everybody's in there. Friday night, I'm sure you got a game.
It's exciting that we got our conference bye.
Oh, you got the bye. So
we just have 2 games this week.
You got and nothing on Saturday?
Nothing on Saturday. No.
Okay. Well, it sounds great, Coach. I will. What time is the JV game Thursday or Friday night?
You mean Thursday night?
Thursday. Yeah.
4:45 at the rec center.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have it there. Thanks for being with us, Coach, and we'll talk to you later.